Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and here we are for In Focus. R. Hill Enterprises, Inc. Robb Hill, accomplished author, minister, and insurance extraordinaire. Robb, great to see you, sir.
It is great to see you too, Steve.
And I am sure you have a wonderful presentation for us to go over today. And your last presentation was a big hit, talking about the final expense insurance. The videos you showed were eye openers for a lot of people who did not realize the truth that goes into it. So it did a lot of good, and it got a lot of views. So I will pull this right up. Oh, I like this. I like this already.
All right. This is just, we have to rehash because repetition is the to bolster your memory. Okay.
Exactly.
Now, God in all his infinite wisdom gave us two attributes. Okay. One is called imagination and one is called memory. Okay. Memory replays your past. Imagination pre-plays your future. Okay. So we want to keep that in the forefront of our mind, okay? Because we got to wonder, are we acting on memory or are we acting on vision? Wow. Imagination is vision, okay?
Yeah.
But now, what I want to do is we're gonna be rehashing, going over and over a lot of these informative presentations that I have, because it has to be. It has to keep being put in front of you for you,
so people realize it. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go on ahead and get into this right here. Okay. See, politics is the science of government. Okay. Politics equals economics plus integrity. Integrity equals character plus morality. Okay. Character is doing what is right. Morality is not doing what is wrong, and both of those equal integrity. Okay, they got to be together. Okay,
Yes.
yes. So we continue on here, and there are only two views, no matter how they want to spin it or frame it or whatever the case. There's only
Exactly.
two views. There's good and there's bad. That's it. Okay. So there are two views. One is we trust individuals, and then we have capitalism. And I'll define capitalism for you in layman's terms. Capitalism is simply this: you have two cows, you sell one to buy a bull to make some more little cows. Okay. Socialism, on the other hand, is that you have two cows, the government comes along and takes one and gives it to your neighbor.
Yeah.
Communism is you have two cows, the government comes and takes them both, but makes you take care of them. Okay. Okay. So that's that right there. Then we got this thing called money. What is money? Money is a medium of exchange. That's all it is. Okay. Now, we look at money a lot of different ways, but money is simply a medium of exchange. That's all it is. Then we have these people called entrepreneurs. And who are they? They are the job creators. They are the innovators. They are the one that come up with new things. I mean, consider this. Who was it that invented the car? It was an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
It wasn't the government. It was an entrepreneur. Okay. The entrepreneurs create jobs. Government does not create jobs because government is a not-for-profit organization.
They take and they give.
Well, everything they take, they got to
Everything they take.
they got to take first. Okay.
They take first. Yes.
And so entrepreneurs produce employees. Then we have the other view, the flip side of the coin, where government is in control. And that is socialism. Understand that everything the government gives to the people, it must first take from the people. Okay. So whenever a politician stands up there and shouts to you about all the things he's going to do for you, the first question in your mind is, where is he going to get the money from? All right.
Right.
All right.
It all sounds good.
We got all these entitlements out here. They float this number out there. We said we're 38 trillion in debt. I submit to you that that is just the tip of the iceberg because none of those entitlements are included in that.
Right.
Okay? All right. Then we have union bosses. Now, union in and of itself is not a bad thing. However, the way that it has been misinterpreted these days is that unions they just knock meritocracy out the window.
They can be corrupt.
Yes, and they are. Many of them are.
Yeah.
Okay, but it on the forefront, it's a beautiful thing. But then when you add people to it, it gets all corrupted. Okay,
No,
and that's where the unions come in. All right, now we can go into the union thing and all that. That's another conversation. Okay, so freedom means choices. Okay, more money means more choices. Less money means less choices. I'll give you the example. You walk into a restaurant, you got $1 in your pocket, versus you walk into that same restaurant and you got $100 in your pocket. All right, your choices are limited. Okay.
The example you gave about the bill coming and the taxes paying the bill was a big hit when I made it into a reel when you were talking about who pays what.
Okay.
$100 bill. Yeah.
Okay. All right. But see, less money means less choices. Lower taxes equal a higher standard of living for everyone. Higher taxes is a lower standard of living for everyone. So we got greater freedom equals greater wealth. Less freedom equals greater poverty. All you got to do is look at the different types of government around the globe, and you can see. See, everybody wants to come to the U.S. because of what? Because life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is your right. Okay? You hear me? Now,
Sure is.
That's beautiful on its face, but as soon as you add people, it gets corrupted. Okay?
Sure does.
All right. So then we're going to keep moving. This right here, we here in the U.S. work from January to May for the government. That's changing. But at the rate that we were going, we will be working for the government all year, meaning that we will be in a state of communism or socialism, one of the two. All right. Excuse me. Now, bigger government is simply this: more taxes, more laws, more spending, less money, less choice, less freedom. And this is the kicker right here: no responsibility.
No responsibility. No
Everybody
accountability.
wants to be free, but nobody wants to be responsible. Okay. Now, understand this: freedom and responsibility is like front and back. You cannot have one without having the other one. All right. So when you talk about freedom and no responsibility, you're not talking about freedom. You're talking about chaos, my friend. Okay.
Absolutely.
So when there is no responsibility, there is no freedom, because people just go off the deep end and do whatever pops into their mind to do. All right. And that's not what we want, but that equals slavery. Okay. All of those together. All right. Now, we continue to move on here, and we want smaller government. What does that mean? It means less taxes, less laws, less spending. We have more money in our pocket, which gives us the ability to make more choices, which means more freedom. And we take total 100% responsibility for everything in our lives. That is freedom. Okay.
Yeah.
That is freedom. We want to keep that in its proper context, because a lot of people think that freedom is being able to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it, and that's not true.
No.
Okay. That gives you freedom devoid of responsibility, which is not freedom. That is chaos.
Chaos.
Okay? Yes. So with freedom comes responsibility. You cannot divorce the two. And our responsibility is to keep our government in check. All right. These people in government work for us. We do not work for them. All right. So we want to keep on moving here. Two worldviews, and there's only two. Only two. There's good and there's bad. There ain't nothing else. Okay. So we got the two worldviews. Man is in control. We got this liberal line of thinking out there where they say, well, we're going to tolerate everything, and all that. And you know what tolerance is? You know what that is, right? That tolerance is accepting the unacceptable.
Absolutely.
And when you accept the unacceptable, you will get comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Very.
Okay. So then we have more government. Do you know that there is nothing you can do in the United States of America that doesn't have a government fee, a tax, or permission on it?
Yep.
Okay. So we want to talk about that freedom thing again. Do we really have it, or just the idea of it? All right.
Rules and regulations with everything
equals more taxes. They want to decimate our defense.
They do.
Diverse lifestyles. Look at this. We got men marrying men, women marrying women, and all this. I mean, it's just totally out of place. All right.
Yeah.
No responsibility is at the crux of all of these things. Okay.
No.
They want to talk about fairness. I'm gonna let you in a little secret, Steve. Life is not fair.
No, it is not.
Life was not meant to lift you up. Life will beat you down if you let it. Okay.
Yep. Nobody's going to pick you up unless you do it yourself.
That's right. We got all these entitled people that think they're entitled to this, that, and the other thing, and all this kind of nonsense. It's just crazy. But it's a deep dive into each one of these topics. All right. And then rights. What is your right? Okay. You were born with certain unalienable rights, which are defined by the Constitution. Okay. And if you have not read the Constitution, please do.
Yes.
All right. Because what reading does, Steve, reading develops the powers of concentration and creative thinking. Okay. Your mind goes through what I like to call mental gymnastics when you read. And I'm not talking about reading some garbage, man. You don't want to read these drama novels and all this kind of stuff. You got to read something that's going to put some meat on the bone. Okay,
Absolutely.
like the Constitution, the founding documents, and all this kind of stuff. And you see everything is being twisted and turned and all this. See, the enemy doesn't have to tell you a flat out lie. All he got to do is just get you a little bit off the truth, just a little bit.
Right. Right.
Now, we got the two worldviews. We're going to go into the second worldview, and there's only two. That's it. God in control. We want to be conservative because our Constitution is written in such a way that the rights of the individual outweigh the rights of the group, which are the crux of those other two types of government. Okay, so we want less government, less taxes. We want a strong defense because can't nobody come and take nothing. All right. We want to have the traditional family. And you've heard me say this, Steve. The ruin of a nation begins in the homes of its people. Okay. As soon as they start accepting all this nonsense to being promulgated out there by the mainstream media and all this kind of stuff, the deterioration starts. It's like cancer. Okay. And it's not, I mean, it's malignant. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's getting worse. Every generation that keeps going, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay. And along with that traditional family comes this thing called responsibility, which is the bedrock of all of these different views. Okay. We know that we can take a risk and be rewarded. Okay. And we know that we can build something to pass on to our later generations. Okay.
Correct.
That is the crux of freedom. That is why everybody and their mama want to come to the US. Okay.
Right.
And then we got these pundits and these politicians and all these people out there speaking of things they do not know. Okay. Listen to this, Steve. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not is asleep. Awaken him. He who knows and knows not that he knows is willing. Teach him. All right. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool. Shun him. Okay. And he who knows and knows that he knows is wise. Follow him. Okay. That's just one of my one-liners.
I like that.
All right. So we keep moving here. Now, the two-party system, and there's only two. They tell you about this independent and all of that. It's bogus. No, either you are or you ain't. Right? Okay. Both parties are riddled with corruption. I'm going to say that again. Both parties are riddled with corruption. Okay. The government we have now is not the one that made this country great.
Not even close.
Okay. The system has been perverted and miscommunicated. I mean, they want to take things and twist them around and all this. See, the Constitution and the documents, I mean, the documents the founding fathers put together, they are what you call inexhaustible. Okay. Because they can be twisted and turned and just made to fit whatever narrative you want to put them in.
Absolutely.
But there's also the truth, which doesn't have to be remembered. Okay. The truth is the truth. The only thing you got to remember is all them lies you've been told. Okay. All those lies they are telling you, they have to remember those lies, because the reason why they tell you have the right to remain silent and everything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law is because they keep you telling the same old lie over and over and over again. And pretty soon you're going to forget the details.
Exactly.
And then they got you. Right? The scripture says it this way: by thy words you shall be by thy words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. Okay. All right. So we got this. Like I said, the system has been perverted by a lot of crooked people. The Constitution is being misinterpreted. Okay. The checks and the balances were non-existent. We're getting everything back the way it should be, though. Now we got to get a lot of these crooked politicians out. All right. So now we come on solution mode. Term limits for every branch.
Very necessary.
Yep. Lower salaries. See, we got these politicians that get in the government and they get rich. How is this happening? And they're supposed to be servants.
It's unbelievable.
We got to check these people, okay? And we got to enforce the laws we currently have in place. I don't know why we call them lawmakers. They get in there and they're coming up with all these different laws. I mean, we got 88,000 pages of tax code. You hear me? We got so many laws on the books you can't follow them. Right? And these people are sitting there. Well, what law have you introduced? No, why? How about we enforce the laws we currently have?
Exactly.
And start knocking a bunch of them out of there that are redundant.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so we need to hold these politicians accountable. We need to let them know, hey, brother or sister, you can find yourself in the pen. Okay. Just keep on. Just keep on. Oh, yeah. It's going to catch up with you. See, if it don't get you in the wash, it'll get you in the rinse.
Karma.
Yes. The federal government has gotten too powerful. This was prior to our illustrious Donald Trump getting in.
Correct.
Our federal government needs to exercise the full might and power it has over these rogue states. Okay? We got a lot of rogue states out there, man. They're little countries in and of themselves, and that's not the way it was meant to be. But that's another conversation, okay? And this right here, the perception of freedom has been taken way out of context, okay? And I've already broached this situation several times with freedom and responsibility are like front and back. You can't have one without the other one, okay? So everybody that wants to be free, know that you got to take responsibility. Okay? And so that's just I just can't instill this deep enough into everybody. You have got to internalize these points that I'm making, because once you internalize the truth, the lie doesn't have a chance getting in there. You won't even consider it. But you gotta be deep in the truth, okay?
Absolutely.
And, that's another conversation about truth. What is truth? Okay, that's another situation. I mean, you hear people say things like my truth and your truth and all this. That is a total lie. Okay, that's a total lie, but that's another conversation. Okay, so we continue on here. This right here was promulgated by Benjamin Disraeli, okay? And this is the cycle of the body politic, all right? And we want to go ahead and I'm going to go through this thing with you all. So it says, great nations rise and fall. A free people awakens to find themselves in bondage. The people then go from bondage to spiritual truth, and from spiritual truth to great courage, from courage to liberty, from liberty to abundance, and from abundance to selfishness, from selfishness to complacency, from complacency to apathy, and from apathy to dependence, and from dependence back again into bondage. Benjamin Disraeli came up with that. Okay?
Wow.
It is so true. All you got to do is just look at the way this thing plays out through the world. Because he got this from just watching things happen. All right. See, we here in the United States, we are in this right now. And where when we elected Donald Trump, we came into the spiritual truth, because under Joe Biden, we found ourselves in bondage. All right.
We sure did.
And the spiritual truth ushered in Donald Trump. And with great courage, we're going to follow everything that he's laying down there, because it is the truth. And then from there, we go to liberty. And you see the abundance that's happening with the tariffs and all this kind of stuff. It's getting better. And we got to watch out that we don't go back into selfishness and start this vicious cycle all over again. Okay. So this is where everybody needs to stand up and know that we are in the kingdom of God. Okay. And this is where we got to get back to the spiritual truth. Okay. And this is how we need to live our lives. Okay. And we can go into all kinds of different things about how things are being misinterpreted and this sounds good and all this kind of stuff. And I tell you, the only way that I have found in my short time on this planet to get to the truth is through comparison.
Exactly.
This sounds good compared to what? Okay. And so this is where we have to decide what side of the line are we going to be on. Okay. See,
Absolutely.
freedom is reserved for a knowledgeable and virtuous people. Okay. If you look back in history, all the great empires, they all collapsed for one reason, and that was moral decay from within.
They
And,
rotted from within. Yeah.
excuse me?
They rotted from within.
Definitely. That's the only way you can defeat a great nation.
Yeah.
It's got to start from the inside. Yep. That's the only way. Yep. The ruin of a nation begins in the homes of its people. This is why they bring up things like tolerance and all this kind of stuff. It's all bogus, man. All right.
No, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is for sure.
Yep. So any insight or questions you may have about this information?
There was a question that came up from last week. People wanted to know what your thoughts were. I'm going to try to get it right. Just double check. There was a situation, I think, where we were giving money to Ukraine, and Ukraine was found one of their top leaders was corrupt and stealing that money. And there was a big scandal, and he was dismissed. And we had been supporting Ukraine through the war for years and giving them millions upon millions of dollars.
Well, I would submit to you, Steve, that corruption didn't start when it got to Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
That corruption started here with our crooked politicians funneling all this money overseas and all this kind of stuff. No, see, what we got to do is we got to look at this thing for what it really is. This was a slush fund. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Really?
I mean, you cannot wrap your mind around how much money $1 billion is, let alone $1 trillion.
No, you're right.
$1 trillion is 1,000 billion. And I got a presentation about what is $1 trillion too. Okay, and I think you'll find that interesting, but we'll revisit that some other time. But you look at all these things that the United States is supposed to be doing. Here we got our infrastructure is crumbling. We got veterans living on the streets and all this kind of stuff, yet we're sending money overseas.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
No, these politicians are crooked as all get out, brother. They are crooked as all get out.
So you believe that it started here?
Oh yes.
Before it went there.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Our government is riddled with crookedness, riddled with it, and it's only gotten that way because we have been dumbed down as a people. Our citizens have no clue. Okay, no clue.
No, they don't. They don't.
About how this government is supposed to operate. I must let you in a little secret. The government of the United States works for us.
Right.
They work for us. But things have been so twisted and so taken out of context, man, that it is just one big rigged system, brother.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
it has
look
been.
at what's going on in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Look at what's happening in Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah.
I mean,
no, I know.
How do these people are not getting elected, brother?
They're selected.
They are selected.
Yeah.
And the powers that be are just they're trying to take this thing down one brick at a time.
And the other question that came about was, we talked a little bit about Mamdani in New York,
Mhm.
and how was he? I know we talked about him being selected, but he was able to avoid a lot of questions that were pertinent to running a city that were necessary. And he would talk circles around them and they would kind of be accepted. Like he wouldn't get pressed on them. And, they would stop his press conferences and pull him away from it anytime it got close.
Mhm.
And that's why I am curious as to your thoughts as to how people could have elected. Well, so I know he was selected,
Yeah, he
but
was not elected. He was selected.
he was
What
selected.
they are doing now is they are running interference. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Because
That makes
all of his answers don't hold water. There's
none of
holes.
them do.
There's holes in this philosophy. That's why
Huge.
they can't let him get pressured into answering anything. Okay. Because what
Absolutely.
happens is when you start peeling back the onion, you start seeing all the reasons why this man was not elected. He was selected. Okay. And you wonder,
100%.
well, all these people voted for him. No, 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 no. That is not what happened. See, any American, even though they are devoid of how this government runs, they know one thing for sure, that we have the freedom to create and be rewarded. Okay. Why do you think you see all these people coming over here starting their own businesses?
Yeah.
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 Why is that? Why is that?
Yeah.
It's because Americans, they just totally missed the boat on that. Now all Americans are standing in line because they're entitled. Okay. When
Absolutely.
you got all these foreigners coming over here and they realize something that Americans don't. And that is simply this. You have the right to create and be rewarded. Period.
No, you do. You do
Yes,
100%.
yes.
You
But see,
do.
Americans aren't looking for that. They're looking for that next job with benefits and all this kind of stuff. They don't want to take the risk and go out on their own to do something. No. No, no. We want to be for sure about this thing. I need security. And security is a myth. Job security is a myth. All right. If somebody signs your paycheck today, they can stop tomorrow.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
No, I agree. I agree. So we had a comment when you were making the analogy about the taxes
Mhm.
explained with the dinner bill.
Mhm.
Somebody commented, so let's do people pay. So let's do people pay based on their percentage of wealth. The person who would pay the most would pay like $99 because our system is designed for them to continue to exponentially increase their wealth beyond what anyone else could be more capable of, all while getting more and more tax cuts.
See, this right here comes from the mindset of a victim.
Yeah,
Okay?
right.
This is a victim mentality.
Yes.
You have the same right to create and be rewarded that that millionaire has.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, it's just that you keep shooting yourself in the foot by saying you can't do it.
Right. Exactly.
Everything stops once you are convinced that you can't do it. And if you
It's
listen to a lie long enough, you'll believe it. See, all things are possible to him who believes. The key word there is possible. Okay,
right.
that's the
Right.
key word, possible. See,
Right.
belief, you got to have belief, but faith moves mountains. Okay,
No, it
faith,
sure does.
faith is a verb. Faith
Yes.
is something you do. It's not something you have. Belief is something you have. Okay, like
Um,
you pull up your car keys, right? And you believe that this car will take you anywhere you want to go. And you can believe it, and that's fine. But until you take them keys and go to that car and start that car and start driving, you ain't going nowhere.
no, you're not. You're
That's
not.
it. That's the same thing with your faith in God, of your faith in you. and the innate abilities that he's placed inside of you that you have to discover in order to make a difference in this world for good.
So somebody else asked if you thought, the situation that happened with Ukraine, we have obviously supported Israel through their conflict with Hamas. Do you think something similar is going on there and there should be some sort of investigation done as well, that they could be abusing the money that we're giving them? And like you said, it started here,
Mm-hmm. But
which is even scarier.
I would submit to you that we got to compare apples to apples.
Okay.
So when you look at the situation with Israel,
Yeah.
they are surrounded by enemies.
They are. That
Surrounded by.
100% they are.
And you look at Ukraine, crooked as all get out, man. You've heard about the chemical warfare sites and all this kind of stuff. I mean, where do you think these funds are going? Millions and millions and millions of dollars, man. No, this is a slush fund, brother. The crooks are getting rich.
Yes.
It's totally crooked. No, I like what Donald Trump said. Hey, we're gonna stop all foreign aid. Bam, stop it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
And we got to have some definite steps that these nations have to take to prove their worthiness of these funds. But before we get to doing all that, we got to clean up what's here first.
Exactly.
We got to clean up what's here first. We got a crumbling infrastructure. We got a bunch of people running around. They don't know their head from a hole in the ground. All right. See, what we got to do is we got to get back to education. I'm going to tell you again, man, you cannot feed someone who is not hungry. Okay.
Yeah. No, you can't.
The scripture, the greatest teacher that ever walked this earth, name was Jesus Christ. He said, "Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Ask and it shall be given." Okay.
Another question was about I think it was one of the secretaries said that they wanted to put a travel ban on all countries that have illegal immigration, because we had it was an attack in DC on the National Guardsmen last week, and she has just had enough. She said, we don't want them here. They're leeches. They're entitled. I want a travel ban on all these countries for immigration. Do you think that would be a viable solution?
Well, actually, that doesn't need to happen, because what we got to do is we just got to follow the laws that are already there.
Exactly.
Okay? She doesn't need to come up with a new bill on a travel ban and all this kind of stuff. All we got to do is just follow the laws that are already there. That's it.
Just keep draining the swamp.
And we got to get rid of these politicians that think that they can take care of their neighbor's yard before they take care of their own.
Right. No, I agree.
Everybody's entitled. Yeah, everybody's entitled, and we're gonna give you this and give you this and give you this. And what a lot of people that are on the receiving end, oh, they love it. But then us taxpayers, we got no recourse. They don't. They just do whatever they want to do. Let me let you in on a little secret, Steve. Every government purchase is what is known as a third-party purchase. Okay? What that means is simply this. They're going to take money that they didn't earn to buy something they're not going to personally consume, and that's how they do it. All right? I'll give you an example. At work, all right, they have this attendance day prize going up. Everybody puts $5 in the kitty, all right? And the manager, she's in charge of this kitty. Everybody puts their $5 in, and then when they find out who the winner is, she decides that she's going to take that money and go out and buy a big old green stuffed frog. All right?
Yeah, you're right.
She's taking money that she hasn't earned to purchase something that she's not going to personally use, and uses money that she didn't earn. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's every government purchase is like that.
Yeah,
So
no.
will there be waste? You bet your bottom dollar there's going to be waste. All right. And you have no idea the extent of the waste there is, man. I mean, they had to get rid of Doge. Oh,
I know
Doge
they
was
did. I
they was
know.
uncovering so much. I
And
mean,
they covered too much.
we need Doge back in there, and for sake of a better term, everybody needs to Doge their own situation. Okay,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
what's happening now is that we have a lot of people to quote 77 million baby boomers in the United States of America headed for this place called retirement. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Watching.
most of them have no idea how it looks. When you talk retirement to most people, the first thing they think about 65. I got 3 more years. I got 2 more years.
Yeah, it doesn't
I got
work
one
like
more
that.
year. But see, retirement is not an age.
Yep.
Retirement is a financial position. And people that are younger now, if you ever want to get to this nirvana called retirement,
Retirement. Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to start working for your own retirement.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, you're gonna get there, the cupboard's gonna be bare.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of these people right now, they're getting there and they're finding out that it ain't what I thought it was gonna be.
Those 401ks, those pensions, they aren't what they thought they were going to get.
They're like, they look good today, and the bottom could fall out tomorrow.
Absolutely.
This is why you have to position yourself. All right.
Absolutely.
Financial positioning is critical.
Another person commented, what are your thoughts? Some people are a little concerned because Trump has certain allies, family members in his cabinet, in his office. Do you think that is a quote unquote conflict of interest, or do you think it's more of him using people that he trusts?
I think it's the latter. Okay,
Yeah.
because one man is not going to be able to do it all because one man cannot focus on everything at once.
Exactly.
See, Trump does not want to be scatterbrained.
No,
right?
no, he doesn't.
This is why there are certain people in certain positions to help bring what the bottom line is to him, and then he can make the decision. All right. So to think that, it's one big conflict of interest, that interest is in making America great again.
100%. 100% it is.
That's where what the interest is. Make America great again. And in order to do that, we're gonna have to purge the entire government system.
One of the last questions is a little complicated. I'm going to try to get it right. It has to do, and I think I mentioned this before, with AI.
Mhm.
There are several startup AI companies, and people are investing in them. People are investing a lot of money into them. People see them controlling the future, having a huge impact on businesses in the future. What are your thoughts? And I know, you're not necessarily the financial expert to give this information, but in advice and guidance. But in your opinion, investing in AI, certain companies, do you think it's viable for the future?
Well, I would submit to you this. We did broach this situation in an earlier podcast.
You did, okay.
I would
Because
submit
people
to you
continue to
that
ask about it.
everything goes through these cycles. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the .com crash? Remember the real estate crash? You remember all these different crashes? See, what a lot of people got to understand is that artificial intelligence is just a thing. All right. It's something that someone has thought up to take the responsibility of you out of communicating with your customers.
Exactly.
Okay? What AI is devoid of is emotion.
100%.
All right. See, this is the one thing that AI cannot do. It cannot build a relationship with your clients. It can sit. It can sit there and keep sending them all them populated notes and all this kind of stuff, but it cannot build a relationship with your clientele.
No, it can't. And I agree with the same thing.
Okay.
It's not going to build a personal relationship.
That's not, because it's not personable. It's not a person.
No, it's not. It's not at all. And they've proved it with doing TikTok videos with AI singers that have gotten millions of views, and videos with AI personnel who've got millions of views. And that's what's scary to me about it, is if they're doing it already and having success with it. AI seems to me to be successful on how much you put into it, how you control it, how many scenarios you run with it. Is it possible that they can run as many scenarios to where it can be successful and it can be powerful, or do you see it crashing?
It's powerful already.
It is.
I would submit to you that this AI, this artificial intelligence, is a reactionary software. Okay. As long as people keep on putting into it, it's going to keep on putting it out. And this is where you get the term autopilot from. All right.
That's exactly what it is.
Once you put it in place, man, I mean, how do you really think that one person is responding to all these millions of hits?
No, they're not.
I mean, you think even 1,000 would be overwhelming. You're talking about 10 million views, really? Well, who's looking at this stuff? There are robots out there too.
Yeah, there are. They're bots. Yeah.
I mean, how do you know? How do you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I would submit to you that you don't know.
No, you can never be sure.
It looks good.
Compared to what? Compared to what?
Right.
Compared to what?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rob, thank you. This was an incredible show, an enlightening experience. Thank you for answering questions. I apologize. We'll do another question answer show another time. I know that you have a lot more that you want to get asked, but yeah, the show's doing great. People are loving what you're presenting. You're opening a lot of eyes, and we're flourishing around the country. Actually, down in Atlanta right now, we're one of the top shows. I've been playing it down, and one of the podcasters in Atlanta has taken it on his network and put it there. So it's doing well in obviously Illinois, Chicago, the Connecticut area, and Atlanta surprisingly has picked up on it. So we're continuing to spread the word all over the place, and you have done a great job. So again, for Robb Hill, R. Hill Enterprises Inc., insurance mastermind, accomplished author, minister, you can contact him on his website, rhillenterprisesinc.com. You can DM him on Instagram. You can go on Facebook. You can go on LinkedIn, contact him. You can call him at his number, which is
630 2800. I say again, 630-386-2800 anytime.
Yes, please do. Please do reach out to him. And we will be good to go. And we will get to your questions. I promise. I will make a list of them, and we will talk about them. We'll talk about them next week. And Rob is doing his best to open his eyes, everyone's eyes, and we appreciate it. So thank you again, Rob, and we will talk again next week. I'm Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges. Right back at life. Down south, we also have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob. Julius trains offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments and college showcase camps across the country. Julius has sent kids to places like Florida, Florida State, Miami, Tennessee, Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, just to name a few. If you want to work with the best and you're an offensive or defensive lineman, go to www.battleofthetrenches.com. Julius is located in Decatur, Georgia. However, he will come to you. You can come to them and work with them. You are allowed to go to any tournament they go to, any showcase camp, and he will do everything possible to help you through the recruiting process. We have Ned Von Young, Fresh Fold Laundry Company, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, high-end laundry service. They have now been open a full year. They do booking online. You put your clothes out in a clear bag. They come pick it up, wash, dry, fold it for you within 48 hours. They also have an expedited service. They have an online subscription model where you can do your laundry weekly or bi-weekly, same thing. They are now going to be offering a delivery and pickup service so you can have your laundry done without leaving the comfort of your own home. They have deals for college students. So if you are in college, wash your clothes. Believe me, they have everything on their website. It is my-freshfold.com. James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. For the last 3 years, James has dedicated himself to the art of financial planning, financial services. He specializes in insurance policies, mainly life insurance. He will make you a boatload of money, and he will do so tax-free. He understands the stress that goes into retirement planning. How much am I going to need? For how long? Do we have enough? Because fear of the unknown is real. Go to his website, lutherjamesinsurance.com, to get a free consultation.